Hey, what's going on guys? Cloud here, and I am so excited to do this video because Black Clover is back. A series that I genuinely miss talking about with you guys on this channel because we don't really get enough Black Clover nowadays. And we only get like 3 to 4 chapters a year because of the new schedule. But man, this chapter definitely took me by surprise given the transformation that we saw from Nozel in this one. This guy turned into the Silver Surfer, or should I say Silva Surfer. This is definitely a reference to the Silver Surfer, but I will say that this transformation was definitely hinted a long time ago, and I will break that down. Overall, I'm just happy that Black Clover is back, and if you're happy as well, leave a like on this video and subscribe to the channel with notification bells on. Now let's break down and explain this chapter. So the chapter starts off where we see Pablo. He's using his bubble recovery magic to heal Nozel. If you guys don't remember Pablo, he is the servant of the House of Silva. He then quickly realizes that Nozel wounds are so deep that he alone wouldn't be enough to heal Nozel completely. But then we see Kyoto and Konoha show up to his aid to help them fight off the angel that was going to stop him while he was trying to heal Nozel, and they perform their song and dance combo magic spell, and Konoha at the same time is healing Nozel in the process. While this is happening, Noelle continues her fight with Acier Silva. As epic as this clash can be, this is also sad because she's fighting her mother, which Lucius is definitely a scumbag to be bringing back the dead like this and having everyone fight their loved ones, but we knew something like this was going to happen. Now, I will say that the choreograph of this fight was awesome. We saw something new from Noelle. She used Water Magic Sea Dragon's God Vortex to block off all the steel feathers that were coming at her. I couldn't help it, but immediately when I saw this, I thought about Asa's Black Hurricane. Noelle definitely taking notes from her future husband, I see. Now, Noelle was going crazy in this fight. She was pulling out all the tools out of the bag because she was doing techniques and spells we'd never seen from her, which makes sense because this is a new form she's using, and she used the new form's tail and then smacks the daylights out of her mother with it. Hands down, one of the most disrespectful moves I've seen someone perform in Black Clover, and especially comes from Noelle to her mother. That's crazy. Now, this was something very surprising. Acier after this started using water magic, which this now confirms that the devil that possessed her is a water magic user. Honestly, when I saw this, I was just thinking to myself like, wow, Lucius is extremely diabolical for this, knowing that this would be a psychological warfare going through Noelle's mind, because we know that Acier Silva magic is steel magic, it's not water. So at this point, it's very obvious why Lucius chose certain people to have certain powers of the devils. Now, Paladin Acier told Noelle that she's going to hit her with all the magic that she has, and creates this huge flood that starts covering over the entire area. It's almost like she was absorbing the water in the area and also was using it as an attack against Noelle at the same time. It's very unorthodox, but it makes sense because it's devil magic. This water vortex magic spell then turns into a creation magic spell by creating this water giant eagle, which is definitely a reference to the Silver Eagles. But in return, Noelle summons her Sea Dragon's Roar, ready to clash with Acier Silva's. Now, I was very impressed by the durability that Noelle showed here because Acier stated that she's going to use all the power that she got into this attack, and Noelle was still standing. However, Acier did rush in and attacked her once again, which Noelle was not prepared for. But this shows that the clash that they had, power to power when it comes to magic, they're somewhat equal. However, Noelle, we already know her latent potential is definitely stated to be up there with Julius Novachronos and her mother, which was in the guidebook. So it makes sense that Acier now at this point needs to overwhelm Noelle, which she did. But Noelle isn't giving up, blurting out saying that she's not done yet with her little Asta moment. But we see that in this moment, Nebra and Solid are looking from a distance, saying that there is no way we can win. However, they are getting somewhat inspired by Noelle because she's not giving up. And during this moment, this hits Nebra and Solid to the heart. They started to realize how utter useless they are, and how wrong they were by never getting stronger, but they always seen Noelle since a kid. She always trained to her absolute best, despite the fact that she had little to no control of her magic power whatsoever. They state that she's able to find hope in a painful situation, and hey, that's the motto of the Black Bulls. The fight continues, and you see that Noelle is still holding her own, but you see slowly that it's not working anymore. She cannot continue to fight Paladin Acier with no backup, and right before Acier was going to do her final strike against Noelle, Solid saves the day, which is very shocking. with Nebra following behind, and we see that this quote that Solid states to himself, which is very similar to Fagolian, stating it isn't the weak who should be embarrassed, it's the ones who stay weak. Similar to the famous Fagolian quote, being weak is nothing to be ashamed of, staying weak is. Seems like Solid now has a good head on his shoulder. They didn't tell Noelle they don't want to make it seem like nothing happened in the past, but they want to restart this sibling bond that they're supposed to have since day one. And the chapter ends with all the siblings, even Nozel showed up at the end, all standing together ready to fight Acier Silva. Now, chapter 373 starts off with a plan that Nozel tells Noelle that you have been subconsciously holding back your power and definitely develop a habit of it, which in return she's not utilizing the full potential of her spells. So Nozel comes up with a plan and tells Noelle that she needs to use all the magic power of Leviathan into one attack. And then the coolest thing happened after this. While Acier is ready to charge at all of them, when she goes in for attack, we see a new form of Nozel, which is called Mercury Magic Silver Guardian. Now, I'm going to be honest here. Top 5 favorite form in Black Clover. Definitely number 5. It's probably right at 5. I definitely have a list. I probably will make a video about that one day, but this was the highlight for me, from both chapters included, because the dope thing about this transformation is that Nozel states that big brothers exist to protect their siblings. Isn't that right, mother? Which is a callback to Acier telling Nozel that you are the only sibling that inherit my steel magic. Use that magic to protect your siblings. Got it? In the Elf arc, we've seen a foreshadow of this transformation when Nozel fortified his Mercury magic to cover himself, which is a huge boost to his physical function. So I will break down this transformation because this is how he was able to block off Acier's Lancer, because this form of Nozel is ultimate defense. So definitely expect a separate video on this transformation because I will break it down. Now, Nebra and Solid tells Noelle that they're going to be there to support her while she charges up all that magic power to unleash that final attack. On the other end, Nozel is fighting Acier Silva, and she states that his Mercury is poisonous, so it's going to be hard for him to maintain that form. And we always knew that Mercury magic from Nozel is poisonous, which was stated in the guidebook, but I will break all that down in the transformation explain video. Now, Nebra and Solid are coughing up blood from the reaction from Noelle's magic. It's too much for them, but they tell Noelle this is nothing. They're bearing through it because this is nothing compared to what they put Noelle through while she was a kid. And I love this because it's about time Nebra and Solid started to realize that they need to atone for their sins, for the stuff they did to Noelle. And I love how in this moment we switch back to Nozel fighting Acier Silva, and he talks about that this is punishment. This pain that he's feeling is punishment, and that he needs to rebuild the relationship of his siblings, because as an older brother, you need to be the one to intervene when your siblings are fighting and bullying each other, and Nozel never stepped in. We also find out the reason why Nebra had a strong dislike of Noelle is because she loved her mother so much that Noelle was a spitting image of their mother. She was jealous of that. Now it makes sense why we saw in the anime she broke Noelle's mirror when she was younger. She was jealous of Noelle's looks. While on the other hand, Solid was jealous of her powers because they had the same magic type, but Noelle had superior mana, which produced more power. As a kid, Noelle went through a lot of bullying, and it's about time. It's high time that they apologize to her, because that's what happened afterwards. They say sorry. And Noelle then starts to cry, and then we see the spell activates in the power of Leviathan. Now, honestly, I don't know what you would call this because we did not get a name for this, but we know that this is the power through Leviathan. But I will say this though, this is the Silva's family version of the Kamehameha wave. Like, that was the first thing that came to my mind. And they shot this beam that came right out of it, right at Acier Silva. And she couldn't defend herself from it because Nozel snatched the Lancer away from her. And this was the final move that took Acier Silva out. Now, I'm gonna be honest, this definitely felt like this could have went on a few more chapters. I feel like with Acier Silva's personality, we really didn't get too much of it. We just know that she is the mother of Nozel, Solid, Nebra, and Noelle. And the chapter ends with her saying, "You all finally became a family, haven't you?" And I gotta say, this chapter, well, both chapters together, they were really good. And Nozel definitely stole the show for me. Man, Fagolian, you're next, buddy. Overall, you guys let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Did you like this chapter? Did you hate it? Did you love it? Let me know in the comment section below. And as always, you guys have an awesome life. Take care of yourselves. Stay blessed, and we're out.